Today, we're digging into a piece of tech that's designed to solve one of the biggest, most expensive headaches in the oil and gas world, wellbore instability. We're talking about the Vertechs Real-Time Wellbore Strengthening Solution, or RWSS for short. But let's start with a question, especially for those of you out in the field. What's the real cost, the actual bottom line number of lost circulation on your projects? I mean, it's never just about the mud you lose, is it? It's the hours, the days of non-productive time, it's the risk and all the problems that can cascade from there, derailing your entire operation. So let's get into what makes this such a costly problem. You see, to really get why the solution works, you first have to appreciate the massive challenges that are happening thousands of feet underground. You know the drill. You could be dealing with depleted formations where the pressure's just gone, or maybe you're trying to thread the needle through a really narrow drilling window, or you're up against naturally fractured, unstable zones. These are the things that make or break a well, and every single one of them is a threat to your wellbore's stability. And when things go wrong, they go really wrong. We're talking severe mud losses, which can then lead to hull collapse, and of course, the dreaded stuck pipe. Every one of these issues just piles on the non-productive time, the NPT, and as you know, that just sends your total costs into the stratosphere. This image right here, this shows you exactly what's happening. Your drilling fluid, which is basically the lifeblood of your operation, is escaping into these tiny fractures instead of coming back up the hole. And that loss of pressure is what kicks off all the instability that leads to those huge, expensive problems. Okay, so if the old way is reactive and, let's be honest, kind of inefficient, what does a modern proactive approach look like? Well, that brings us right to the RWSS solution. And it all boils down to this simple but incredibly powerful equation. See, RWSS isn't just one product you pour in a tank. It's a whole system. It's the combination of Ulia, the additive, and HPIT, the testing equipment, that creates the real-time solution. The name really says it all, doesn't it? Real-time means you're not guessing anymore. Wellbore strengthening means you're being proactive, preventing the problem, not just plugging a hole after the fact. And solution? Well, that means it's a complete system designed to manage stability from the get-go. So let's meet the two parts of the system. Over on the left, that's Ulia, the ultra-low invasion additive. And on the right, you've got the HPIT, which is the high-pressure invasion tester. These two are designed to work together perfectly. So first up, Ulia. That's the smart additive, the material that's been engineered to go in and plug up all those tiny microfractures and basically armor plate the rock. It's designed to create this super strong but very thin seal right over those microfractures. It basically strengthens the wellbore from the inside out. And the best part? It does it without damaging your reservoir. Now here's the other half of the magic, the HPIT. This little portable device completely eliminates that no on-site evaluation problem. It gives you real-time data right there on the rig floor, telling you exactly how well your fluid is sealing. This means you can make precise, data-driven adjustments to your ULI concentration. No more guesswork. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but in this industry, talk is cheap. Data is everything. So let's look at the actual field-proven results that back all of this up. Let's start in the lab. Look at the left. A standard water-based mud has, and I mean this literally, zero ability to hold back pressure in a simulated fracture. It just fails completely. But now look at the right. You add just 3% of Ulia to that same mud, and suddenly it can withstand 725 psi. I mean, that is just a night and day difference. In this chart, it shows you exactly what that means for the wellbore itself. By adding Ulia, you are seriously boosting the fracture gradient. That's basically the rock's breaking point. With just a 3% concentration, that wellbore can now handle an extra 8 megapascals of pressure. What does that mean for the guys on the rig? It means you have a much, much wider and safer window to operate. And look, this isn't just some concept they cooked up in a lab. RWSS has been used to successfully complete over 300 wells. That is a serious track record of success out there in the real world. And those wells are all over the map. We're talking extensive use in China, Southeast Asia, and North America. So the RWS system has proven it can handle a whole range of different geologies and drilling challenges. But nothing tells the story like a real-world case study. So on well A, the operator had a total disaster on their hands, total lost circulation. They lost 600 cubic meters of mud and racked up more than 50 hours of NPT. Nightmare scenario. So for the very next well right next door, well B, they tried a different approach. They were proactive. They added 3% Ulia to the mud right from the start. And the result? They drilled well B all the way to TD with zero lost circulation. It literally saved the project. And you can't just get this technology from anywhere. The whole RWSS system, from the way Yulia is formulated to how the HPIT tester is designed, it's all unique proprietary tech, and it's backed by international patents. So when you put all this together, what's the big takeaway? It's really about shifting your mindset, right? Moving from being reactive to being proactive. It's about drilling smarter, not just harder. And I think this quote just sums it up perfectly. RWSS isn't just another sack of additive you toss in the mud when you get into trouble. It is a complete, proactive strategy that lets you de-risk your wells, wipe out that costly NPT, and, at the end of the day, protect your bottom line.
So that really just leaves one last question. After seeing how the technology works, the data, the results, are you ready to stop fighting fires and actually start engineering wellbore instability out of your operations for good? Thanks for tuning in.